What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Red Wine Podcast, where we read, drink wine, and discuss. My name is Keiyana.
I'm Tiffany.
And on this episode, we are discussing the misadventures of an awkward black girl, written by the lovely Issa Rae. And let's go ahead and kick it off, girl. I have dating lessons and summer lust.
Dating lessons. I see. Okay.
Dating
yes.
lessons.
Here we are.
All right. Let's get these notes together.
Yes. Let us. So, in this one, she was talking about how her aunt got divorced after having children. And then none of her dad's sisters got married, or stayed married, rather. So, we're kind of seeing a little bit of, what do you call that?
Traditional curse of ever. What is it? Generational curse?
Yeah. You know, you get married and then get divorced and all this other stuff. So marriage is not a priority to our Issa here. But to call her Lisa, that is not her name. But yes, marriage is not a priority for her. She mentioned she doesn't like sentimental gestures or overly.
I know.
And I was like, oh,
I know, right? But then she mentioned it how it's cool if it's from the right guy. If it's from the wrong guy, I can see that. It's probably like, he's sending me another flower or he's sending me another poem. I'm like, okay, no, I don't think this is gonna work. So I'm kind of like her. Like, if it depends. If it's the right guy, all that cheesy gesture, I'm for it. But if it's the wrong guy, you like, no, that's not it.
You're like, leave me alone.
Like, leave me alone. I don't want it.
I guess in that regard it makes sense. But I don't mind like all the cheesiness. I'm here for it. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
What if you don't like the guy?
I mean, then that's when it gets like, all right, sir. No. But but like you said, from the right dude, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Right. Yeah.
I was gonna say in this chapter we also found out that she is as she put it, she went through her chronic cheating phase. And it's just like, Issa, why are you cheating on all these dudes?
I was like, what in the world is happening?
Right. I'm like, Issa, nobody's cheating on you. Like, and she's just like, well, I gotta do it before they do it to me. Issa!
You know, that's from her parents. Well, her parents went through, though. You know,
that's true.
Dad went out, stepped out on mom, and she probably was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Don't really matter then, you know?
Right.
So she hasn't really talked, up until this point, she hadn't really talked, from what I remember, about kind of relationships and if she even wanted to be married and that sort of thing at some point in time. So I wonder if her thoughts changed after the whole cheating happened with her parents and then her mindset changed, or whether she was kind of already on the edge of just like, you know, whatever. We're just going to cheat on you. Which, that's just, I was like, this is mean. Issa, why are you cheating on these dudes?
A lot of dudes.
But in regards to Lewis, she did say after a 5-hour conversation with him, she knew he was the one. And I was like, oh, finally, you got one.
And then, I was wondering, and I was wondering, was this the dude that she ended up marrying? Because, like, present day, she's married. Or at least engaged.
I think so.
She has a ring. So I'm like, I wonder, was this Lewis from back in the day? Like, is this the original dude? It's like, oh my God, okay. Like, come on, East.
There you go.
Girl, I'm forward.
I guess yes. But yeah, I'm here too. I'm like, finally.
Right. You know? I'm like, come on, East. All them bad dudes.
Musical ambitions. There was more words. I was going to say there's more words.
And failures.
Okay, and failures. Because I just put ... Because I'm like, this title is too long.
You're trying to write musical ambitions ...
That's it. That's all I wrote. I was like, I'll know it.
It's like, no, I don't know it. It's more words.
Exactly. That failed miserably.
Oh man.
Hey, it is what it is. This is what I got. Look,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
what does she say? She says she likes R&B music, and then uh, her mom encouraged her and her younger brother to play the piano. So, you know, she was kind of always in this whole musical thing. She started a rap group. Okay.
Yes.
She talked about how she started a rap group. I was impressed because she said that she designed their website. I was like, Issa, you over here like a manager, then you over here designing websites. Like,
Okay, manager, creative.
oh,
Like, you just go ahead, Issa. Well, wait, I love the name of the group. Star 69. I said, come on, Issa.
oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
But wait, and then I was thinking, because she was thinking, like, to give it a little sexual kind of edge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, wait, don't you star 69 to block your number or star
Yes.
68? I was like, that's
Yes. Exactly. That's what I'm
like,
like,
why
why
is
would
this so
you?
for me?
I was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you name it that? Like, come on now.
I'm like,
Issa.
I said, not star 69. And then when she went to explain it, and I was like, well, wait, is this how you block your number?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Eve.
She said, listen, this is what it's going to be. But of
Mm-mm.
course, just like everything, the group faded away.
Of course.
So, you know, that's the thing. And then, you know, it's her birthday. Her mom finally let her have some people over.
Man.
And, you know, but mama said, hey, y'all can come in here and y'all can hang out. But the kids were in there and they was like, okay, so can we watch Friday? Can we watch Players Club? Like, they try to watch
like,
all the movies.
And in my mind, I feel like my mom would have did me the same thing. No, you was not coming over here in my house. You were still a teenager. And you trying to watch Friday and Players Club? Like,
Yeah.
no. Like, I just recently saw all the Players Club, like, this year. So it's like, yeah. But, I was just like, there's no way I could have watched this at 14, 15.
Struggle.
The struggle is real.
Mm-hmm. Talking about being Black.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it's always a struggle.
Always a struggle. And like she said, you felt like because you're Black, you have to talk about Black issues and be woke to the Black issue.
Yeah.
And she's like, I come in and out my conscience. Like, I'm just not all the way there yet. I felt on that.
Yeah.
I was like, it be like that. Sometimes you don't really know everything that as a Black person you're supposed to know or you're supposed to feel.
Right.
And like she said, I'm conscious to some stuff and some stuff I'm not. I can't really, really decide when I'm going to be in or out. But I'm, like I said, I'm kind of with Issa, and she gave 2 examples of like the struggle for Black folks. The one is, I'm blacker than you. I mean, I've heard that before, because I guess growing up, there's a lot of things that Black people didn't do. Like for me, I know when I was growing up, I used to watch Degrassi, and at the time, none of my Black friends knew about Degrassi, and I felt like I was the only one in my little bubble that knew about Degrassi. And I had this one friend, her name is Jasmine, wherever she is, she liked Degrassi too, and she was the only Black girl that I knew that liked Degrassi. And me and her, I guess we fell in love with each other because every time we talked, it was all about Degrassi. And me and her used to be on the phone all the time talking about Degrassi. Nobody knew about Degrassi. And it's like time when I came to Texas, everybody knew about Degrassi. I'm like, what? I thought this was like a show only I knew.
It ain't no secret. Like, we know about
it. It's like, see, I had no idea. Because, I mean, especially being in New Orleans and stuff and being a Black girl, I had no idea that nobody else knew about that show. I thought it was just me. I was like, dang. And even then, it was a white show. So it was like, well, I like this show. Like, oh my gosh. And then when I finally found somebody that actually liked it and knew about it, oh, you're my long lost sister. It was just me.
That's funny. I've been waiting for you.
Right. I've been waiting for you. And it's like, even when, I guess around the same age, I was listening to like white folks music. I was listening to different bands, and I still remember like All American Rejects. I had like 2 songs I love by them. And it's just like this certain little bands that only I knew. And then I remember my mom, like, sometimes we would hear those songs. She's like, how in the world do you know that? I'm like, Mama, I don't know.
You like, I know.
Right, like, don't worry, I know about the, like, I always like to be diverse in my culture. So it's like, yeah, I know about that song. Mm-hmm. Or even for me, like, I love dubstep. I don't know if it's still called dubstep, but I love dubstep, and I love when the bass drop, and I'm like, like, I love it.
Let me find this out.
Girl, you see, I'm getting excited.
You are.
Like, I love it. I love it. So it's just like, I can't, like, that would be one of those concerts that I would probably go by myself. I'm like, ain't nobody else coming with me to this. Because they're going to be like, what is this?
But yeah, that makes sense. I remember distinctly in middle school, and in middle school is when I finally had went to school with more Black people than I had ever been to school with. Like elementary school, it was mostly white people. And so when I got to middle school, I was like, oh, there's more Black people. Oh, where'd y'all come from? But like distinctly, I remember this dude was like, you a white girl. And I'm like, well, hold on for a second. Like, clearly I'm not. What do you mean? Like, you talk like you're white. I'm like, hold on. Okay. Mm-hmm. Are you mad because I'm enunciating my words? I'm confused here. So I was like, that I'm not a color. Okay. And that's what I told him. I said, I'm not a color. All right. So forget you. And then I walked away.
See?
But I'm like, what is this about? But just like you, like I had, listen to all this diverse music. I love Degrassi. Watch Degrassi all the time. The S Club 7. I used to love that show. And what else was I doing? Oh, Fall Out Boy, and like I forget what else. Boys Like Girls that came out. I would like them. There's this group, Gym Class Heroes. Like, he was cool. The front man was like mixed or something, but they were playing like not.
Oh yeah,
it was
I remember,
rap, but it wasn't like
right.
But I was like, this is like, cool.
And then Issa made another point about Black people don't do certain things, which
Jesus,
I know I've gotten that. Like Black people don't do that. Black people don't, like, hiking was probably one I remember hearing. Girl, Black people don't be hiking. I would love to go on a hike. Black people don't hike.
I laugh because it's so true.
But Black people don't swim, which I'm like, I would love to learn how to swim.
I want to figure that out. I feel like people in the age group as my parents, they weren't, exposed to all those things. So they're just like, no, I'm not doing that, so they get stuck doing the same things and all this other stuff. And they never grow out of that mindset further than, behind.
That's so true.
Some of them are, they try new things, but I do see that a lot of older people, like my aunt and stuff, they're just like, no, I'm not doing that,
Yeah.
Even with me being vegetarian, they're like, why are you not eating chicken? I don't get it. And I'm like,
girl,
are you kidding me? It's a whole new world out here. Come aboard, y'all. I knew you was gonna say it. Get on board and get on track.
Black people, it's okay to be well-rounded.
Yes.
It's okay to go outside of your element, to try something new, whether it be food, cultures. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You ain't necessarily a culture vulture, but just experience it. Just try it. You might like it. You might like it. I mean, Tiff can have the vegetarian, but I like it. Because I want some chicken. So, I mean,
oh my God.
Try it, Tiffany. Hey, try it.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Mm-mm.
All right, moving on.
New York. So it's summertime in New York. This is 1 year after college. Okay. And she sees her friend. Well, Issa's on her way home. She's close to the apartment. She sees her friend coming from the opposite direction. This is her roommate, and she's like, "Hey, girl." They didn't found each other outside, walking upstairs. They go in. They go up to the apartment. The chain on the door is locked from the inside, and Issa is like, "Oh no, someone has broken into the apartment." And the friend's like, "Oh no," you know.
Yeah, Kiki was a little delayed for me.
She was just like, "What do you mean?
How you know? The chain's locked. Why would we lock the chain when we leave?"
I was like, "Oh, come on, girl. You got robbed. Y'all got robbed." So everything got took. Anything of value.
Yes.
Computers, cameras, jewelry, tapes that had some footage on it that Issa was supposed to be editing for somebody for a job. And this is footage that you cannot get back.
It wasn't even her copies, that she said.
Exactly.
Wasn't even her copies.
They said, "Here's the footage. We need you to do whatever to it." I forget what she was doing to it, but it's gone. And I was like, "Oh no." And then she also had I think she had an interview that day or the next day or something with some kind of producer. She was meeting with a producer.
Meeting. Yeah.
She was meeting with a producer to pitch Dorm Diaries. And she was supposed to be doing that real soon. And everything was removed, got taken. So she was just like, "Oh, I can't do this." So she was they sniffed these people out though, because
they sure did.
The Kiki was on it too. They checked with the neighbors. They found evidence that these people were minors. Okay. But then the cops said, "We can't do nothing about it because they minors." And I said, "Oh yes, you can. Get my stuff back. Okay. Can you do that for me, please?" But the people that actually took their stuff was the neighbor, like one of the neighbors. They had been watching their moves.
But then what tripped me out, which had me laughing, which is not a funny story, but what had me laughing was, they're talking about they found the dude's pictures on the camera because they stole the camera. And they took pictures.
Idiots.
I said, "Oh, come on, man. Come on."
That's when you know they kids.
That's like the perfect setup. It's like y'all took everything.
Anyways.
So stupid. I started laughing. I said, "Oh, these poor kids."
That's just dumb. But they did end up moving to South Harlem. So she had a whole bunch of 2 maxed out credit cards, and then she was going for a third credit card that was in her dresser, and then she started thinking, why am I even here? And she was trying to figure out what exactly it is, the reason why she even came to New York in the first place. But this got her juices flowing. She started writing about, I guess just her thoughts, and then she came up with the Awkward Black Girl series.
Yeah.
So,
which is really a cool show. Like, I need you to go watch it. It's only 2 seasons. It was a cool show.
Yeah.
I know. But it's like, wow, all that. And then, like you said, she ended up going back home for a little bit, and her friends was like, "Bro, just come back out here to LA. Like, you have nothing in New York. Just come back."
Yeah.
And then it worked out because Kiki was like, "I'm about to go to LA too."
Right. And then everyone, she was like, "Well, that's good. Then we could all be in LA together." So she came back to LA. All right. This is the last chapter.
Last chapter.
ABG guide. Or, yeah, that's it. When coworkers attack.
When coworkers attack.
She started listing the coworkers that you can have. You can
Did you write
have.
them all?
I think I have. I think I have them all.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. You got this hole. Okay.
I was like,
you got the idiot.
well,
You got the suck
idiot.
up. You got the know-it-all. You got
Yep.
the lazy mofo.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
Those are all very accurate.
yeah.
Very accurate. Like I was nodding my head the whole time. I was like, you sure right. I know somebody like this. I know somebody like that.
She did talk about one specific job when she was in New York. And she was talking about she had a coworker named Rex. And Rex was a lady, and she smelled like cigarettes, and she was nosy. She talked to the boss like he was stupid. She was entitled. And I was like, yeah, I know some of those people. And then she said she comes into work when she wants, and then she'd be on her computer looking at Yahoo articles. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then she was like, she's generally annoying. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm annoyed with this right here. Like,
man,
Rex would be one of those people. I'm like, lady, if you don't get out of my face, like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Not today.
Man.
So this is kind of when things kind of took a turning point with this job. Is Issa's aunt passed, and everyone was pretty sympathetic. Rex was sympathetic, but she kept bringing up stuff that would cause memories and basically get her emotional. And I'm like,
right,
lady. Right. Like, why would you do that? Like, calm down. Like, that's not something. But one thing that she mentioned was like, Rex is a dream killer. Man. And I was like, I hate you, Rex. I hate when, do you know when you tell somebody something and you just like, man, this is what I want to do, or this is what we should do, and then that person turns around and they just look at you with a blank face and was like, no, we can't do that, or no, you can't do that. And oh my God,
that'll never work.
Yes, it's like, shut up.
Did you even cry? And the fact that she went back and was like, oh yeah, I saw you on the Yahoo article. Like, girl, you still reading these Yahoo articles? After 4 years later, she came back.
Listen, I'm just happy that Issa left. I'm happy that Issa said, listen, I can't do this. You keep killing dreams. You're not letting anything progress here. And so I can't progress here. I'm out. So Issa left. And then when she revisited, like, Rex was there. There was another coworker of Rex's, and it was like sitting in the same spot as Issa sat at. But this time, this girl had on headphones, and she had a tinted screen protector on her screen. And Issa was like, oh, she'll be just fine. Because she got the headphones on. She don't got to listen to Rex. She got that tint over her screen. Rex ain't over there paying attention to what she doing. Like, she can.
Can't see.
I was like, yep, she's smart, because don't know what
right. It's like she had I think in that moment she had like a full circle. It's like, I remember being in that position where you are. And I didn't have what you have, as a distraction, I guess. And it's like, now I'm standing outside where I'm at on my new platform and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, she'll be good. She got more stuff than what I had when I was here. And I'm just like, come on, Issa, full circle. That's a full circle moment.
Yeah. I think it's a great book. I had apprehensions at first, not gonna lie. I was like, what is this gonna be about? Like, what are we gonna see here? But I was thoroughly excited about reading this once it started. I was like, okay, all right, we get to learn about Issa and all her life and her awkwardness, and related to a lot of moments in there too. So I think it's
yeah, I think this book is very relatable.
Yeah.
You may not have had the same instances happen to you, but you definitely have similar instances that didn't happen. And it's like, dang, I remember when that happened to me and I was 12.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think nobody else went through that, but Issa went through it. So, like you said, I enjoyed the book. This is my second time reading it. And I enjoyed it. I think this time I enjoyed it more because I actually took notes and we actually discussing it. First time I was just listening to it by myself, just chilling. But this time I actually really enjoyed it because I'm like, I get to actually listen to it and take notes and talk about it with somebody.
That's good.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's just, you know, I wouldn't even say a biography or autobiography. It's just more of different stories of her awkwardness in life and how her awkwardness she turns into a brand really and turns into a business. And you know, she's Issa Rae. She's successful in what she's doing now, and it's just crazy. It's like I feel like I'm like you. I kind of feel like I'm closer to Issa. It's like, oh my gosh, I remember. You know, it's like I remember Issa back when she was like 4 or 5 and she almost brown. You know, and then it's like to see her now making movies and doing Insecure. It's like Issa, like I remember you. You were this little tiny little thing, and now we have not met Issa
at all.
But you just at all. Like I said, I have not met you at all in person. But it's just I feel like Issa, I remember this. Like you remember that story in the book? Like you know, and see her what she's doing now.
It's awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
That has been another episode of the Red Wine Podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed this book with us.
Yes.
And, you know, stay tuned for the next book. So I'm excited when we decide. So, all right, guys. Bye.
Bye.